Welcome back to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at a nice online magazine, the Cepheus Journal. This is published for Cepheus Deluxe, but supports any 2-6 space game system. So if you play Clement Sector or Traveler and many of the 2-6 iterations, there's a lot of information in here for you. I'm going to go through the first issue. We're going to take a look at it, and we're going to take a look at where they are now. They've done 12 issues of this guide so far. Started in August of 2020, and they do take submissions, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Also, I want to remind everybody, subscribers, always looking for subscribers to grow the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Also, Patreon, I've got a new reward. Please take a look at it. Let me know what you think. And that's it. End of commercial. Back to today's topic, Cepheus Journal on page 121. All right, Cepheus Journal. This is issue number 1 that we're looking at right here. This is from August of 2020. These are free to download off the Cepheus Journal website. I'll go ahead and include a link to that website in the description below. This page is left intentionally blank. Here's your table of contents. This is really nice. It's CepheusJournal.com is right there. And it covers all of the Cepheus stuff, specifically by Stella Gamma, the Cepheus stuff. So if you want space stuff, you've got it, but also if you want Sword of Cepheus or any of the others that they have, they're in here. So here's a nice look at from the editors, Cepheus Journal editorial team, which includes Brett Kruger, Ian Stead, Michael James Cross, P.O. Bergstadt, and Paul Dry. These guys put out really good products. I've reviewed a couple of their books on the channel that they've sent me. These are they're really good products. Fantastic. Even if you're not going to play in the Cepheus universe, which by the way is a rich, full universe. I have taken a look at that, their campaign setting. Even if you're not going to use it for that, it's absolutely got uses for other 2-6 games. So Cepheus rules and variants right there. Core rules without a setting or rulebook. So this is just different versions of Cepheus that have been out there. And Cepheus has been around in one form or another since I think around 2012, possibly even a little earlier than that. Moon Toad has done some stuff, as well as Stella Gamma, and then of course the Clement Sector stuff, which all of just really good stuff. These are nice products. The fact that this is absolutely free is just wonderful. So we go through, we're looking at all the stuff that's been out. Hostile, it's a setting I have not taken a look at yet, but I need to get around to that, I think. And it looks pretty interesting. It's from Zoser Games. I've read some Zoser. I haven't done anything on the channel about Zoser yet. Okay, and now we come down to a beastie, the Rhabdomain, a small pseudo-lizard species. So this guy you could stick into your science fiction setting, or with a little adaptation, just put him in your sword and sorcery. Looking at the skill list and cascade skills. Cascade skills are pretty cool. They were first introduced, at least my experience with cascade skills, first came from Mega Traveler back in 1987. And I have to admit, it took a little bit to understand exactly what the cascade skills were. And actually, now that I think about it, they were introduced in 1986 in some of the Digest Games products. So cascade skills is I have one skill like electronics, and then a sub-skill under that is computer or commo or something like that. That's the cascade skills do. So vehicle. You have a vehicle cascade skill. Which type of vehicle are you skilled at? Are you a race car driver or do you drive an Uber? What are you doing? Gun combat. So different types of gun combat. Some of the 2-6 games just say, okay, gun combat slug. Boom. You can every slug thrower gun you can go ahead and you can work. And that's fine. I get it. It speeds things along. But there will be times in my various campaigns then I am going to say, no, you need this specific skill. This is a really intricate, hard to work slug thrower. You're going to need this. Or if this is an energy weapon, you're going to need more specific skill to operate this thing. So it's really going to depend. But this is just a nice look at some cascade skills. And then some problem skills. You get advocate, gravatics, prospecting, carousing, athletics, and jack of all trades. Jack of all trades I've talked about before. That's a great skill to have. You just need to be ready as the game master, because the jack of all trades, as used in Mongoose, is a modifier for using an untrained skill. So if you've never ridden a horse before and you'd normally take a -3 modifier to get up that horse and start riding, with Jack of all trades 3, you would take no mod at all. You would just need to roll your target number or higher in order to get it. Or if you have Jack of all trades 1, for instance, it would only be a -2, not a -3 to your skill check. So Jack of all trades is kind of a super skill and one you've got to be careful with as the game master. Okay, a nice little graphic there. Which Cepheus careers give which skills? It's a nice examination of what you want to do in Cepheus Engine, or Cepheus Deluxe even now, to create your character and work him around his skills, what you get out of the career that you're in. So several articles in here, the 1980s British infantry section for Zozerd Games Modern War. So we got another game system right there, Modern War. We got a nice starship here, the Abhainn class free trader. And if it seems like I'm coming at this one cold like I do my other magazine looks, I have. I just looked at the masthead on this just to familiarize myself with the dates that it was published and things like that. But I purposely have not gone through this magazine. I read it when I first downloaded it 2 years ago, but I purposely did not review it prior to this video, so I would be surprised like you guys are. So the Abhainn class free trader has deck plans and art design by Ian Stead. The ship design itself is Michael Johnson. So there we go. There's all the details on it, and there is the fine Ian Stead ship. If you're like me, you're always happy to see Ian Stead, and if you got another deck plan and this is free, why not jump on it? There you go. Houses recovery, salvage, and repossession services. This is an adventure in making money from junk. So that's kind of a neat idea. I like that. I'm going to have to reread this article. My guys are always looking for a way to make money in my current campaign. Now, in full disclosure, I am not currently running a Cepheus game. I am running, at the time, a Traveler Mongoose 2nd Edition game, but I've already introduced some elements of Cepheus into it, and I will continue to do so. Independence Games has Clement Sector 3rd. I've introduced some elements of that as well. Any of these 2-6 games just translate to each other just flawlessly. So now we go to the end of the adventure, and then a Sword of Cepheus character. So if you're playing Sword of Cepheus, you need a little rounding out in your knowledge on that game. Here's a full-blown character for you. What is Cepheus Stortbeaker? I apologize if I mispronounced that. Mercator is a fan-made rulebook for Traveler by Paul Elliott. Setting is about ships that are trading the Eastern Mediterranean in the 1st and 2nd century. That's interesting. I had not encountered that before. I didn't remember reading this article. I'll have to take a look at that. And then there's the open game license, and we're out of issue number 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look at issue 12 just to show what they've been up to in the intervening couple of years. And again, these are all free. I'll attach the link. There's no reason not to download them. And they are always looking for submissions. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. Here's issue 12 of Cepheus. It looks like a sick bay. Well, it is a sick bay. The focus of this issue was on injury, illness, and healing. I thought that was pretty neat and timely given current events. So we have a nice letter from the editor, Brett Kruger, telling us about what's in the issue, which is basically it's about healing. Sickness, illness, disease, injury, and medication. They're often part of your daily traveler's life. Why not cover it here? I thought this is pretty neat. I thought it was pretty timely, too. Okay, socially unacceptable or the case for leprosy. You can get a disease that would make people want to shun you and stay away from you. I haven't read this issue yet. This is actually my first time thumbing through this, and I can see already that I'm going to be sitting down and reading some this afternoon. Here's a look at some diseases you can get in sci-fi games. So disease can play a big part in sci-fi gaming, and here's a nice way to kind of have a couple of charts that you can use that'll help you on the various severities of your diseases. Level 1, 2, 3, or 4. I like that. Level 5, 6. 6. That's not good. And it gives you the symptoms and the rolls you need to do to get it, things like that. I like that. Polhish. A main world of a star system is the place for commerce. Oh, it's this, looks like a world profile. There she is. Oh, I got to read this. This looks so good. I purposely didn't go through this one at all, other than reading the table of contents. I'm pretty excited about reading this issue. Medevac. It's an adventure for 1 to 6 players on a world of tech 3 to 14. That's a pretty big one. And that's tech for Cepheus, so the tech levels are a little different for Cepheus. But Medevac, I like that. For those of you who don't know, I started this channel as a response to a very severe go with COVID-19 that left me with severely damaged lungs and that gave me a lot of time on my hands. I was trying to look for a way to fill the time, and I've been looking at my pretty big collection of role-playing stuff for 40 plus years, and I thought, well, why not? Why not just form a channel and talk a little bit? So if you missed any of my Why I'm Here videos, that's why. This is directly in response to an illness, specifically COVID-19. So here we go. This looks like some fiction, which is always awesome. Oh, A Raider's Lament Part 6. This is an ongoing bit of fiction, serialized fiction, and I've got to catch up on that too. So there's a lot I've got to read in this. I'm going to sit down with this afternoon and do some reading. Hospitality worker, career for Clement sector. You want to be a hospitality worker. I've done that kind of work. It is very, very tough on you. And then you even got a write-up for being a hospitality worker. That's kind of cool. I like that. You meet them all the time, so you may as well learn how to do one. Idiot NPCs. I should also read Idiot PCs. I've had plenty of those at my table. Although, thankfully, not at Jump Point. All the guys at Jump Point are really good players. So Idiot NPCs, how to deal with people that just aren't that smart. Sometimes having an NPC seem smart, but really be an idiot can really mislead your players. I've done that in just about every role-playing game I've ever been in, where you put someone forth who's got all the science and credentials and stuff, but it really turns out they're just kind of morons. It's a good way to mislead the player characters. So Idiot NPCs, and then a profile of 1 or 2 of them. And Deliver Medicine, Adventure Seed by P.O. Bergstadt. Physician career. Oh, I like that. Physician career for Cepheus. Nice artwork. I like the color artwork in these later ones. And then What's New. So different things that are being offered from different gaming groups for, looks like 2D6 stuff. I'm going to have to take a look at some of this. F-Space Publishing. I've looked at a few of their stuff. Michael Brown, I've read some of his too. Not any old school role-playing. Stella Game, of course, I have. Thunder Egg, I've looked at a few of their things. Zoser, I've read. Independence. Oh, there's a lot on here I got to take a look at. And then the open game license, and we're out. So for the costly price of nothing, you get a really nice book. These are put out roughly every 2 months, although in the opening to this one, the editor apologizes it's been 4 months due to illness and other time constraints. And they tend to be somewhat irregular in publication, but it's free. It's hard to complain about something that's completely free. The other thing is they take submissions. If you've had that idea rattling around in your head for the science fiction universe, that the world will be a better place for you to have shared, go ahead and submit. I'm in the works now to submit some stuff to some of these publications just to see if I can get some stuff in print. It's something I've been trying to branch out in a little bit, and I'm going to give it a try. Anything comes of it, I'll let you know. I'll let you know after the fact. I won't let you know during the process. So that's it for today from page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Any polite criticisms. I'm always interested in constructive criticism. And please remember to like and subscribe, and remember the Patreon. And I'll see you next time on page 121.